So we're going to move on to selecting an item. Now this is where, before we start this is where you want to make sure to have that the things copied into your directory. I'll just show you now. So if you go into, actually I'll do this somewhere else because I don't know what else is inside my downloads folder. It's no porn, but I don't know what kind of incriminating. So you see this M highlight in our interaction.zip here. You're going to want to go to your content folder. Do I have it open? No, I don't. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to my Unreal and HUD tutorial, and you're going to want to go to content, and we're just going to put it inside this folder here. Now that's inside, you have to do that manually. By the way, you can't import U assets through this import button. It doesn't work. So you can close, you'll want to save everything and then close it and then relaunch your project because, so dumb. Why'd I close that folder? But anyways, because to make sure that asset is loaded. So you're going to want to go to HUD tutorial and open your U project again and give it a minute and it will open up. Alright, so we're back in here and you'll see here in our content folder we have M highlight. Now I'm actually going to just move this to the HUD folder. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so what you're going to want to do now, after you've got that in, whatever level you're in, if you made some changes, I'm going to make some changes to make it look funky, but what you're going to want to do is inside your modes panel here, you're going to want to add volumes and then post-processing volume. Post-process volume. Put that in the world. And then in your details panel, you're going to want to find this unbound option, like so. And I always have trouble finding it, so I just search for blendables or blend, and then you'll see blendables with an arrow. Create a new one, hit choose, and hit asset reference. Then inside your asset, get that M highlight that we just imported into our project. Save your level, and that's all you have to do on the level now. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to implement selecting and having everything glow. So this is where some things are going to get tricky because I need to backpedal a little bit, but we're going to go into our character, HUD character. There we go, HUD character, nice and open. Now we're going to make it so that when you pinch your finger like that, it's going to raycast out and select whatever object is in the background. So we're gonna make the pinching event now. So event and pinched. There we go. So we're also going to make a few functions in here to make things a little bit easier. First one we're going to do is going to be one that is going to, its sole responsibility is taking a hand and raycasting out in the hand's direction, compensating for camera. So if that doesn't make sense, I'll probably end up explaining it a little bit afterward, a little bit later too. So we're going to make a function, and it's going to be called function select item. So you hit function here, new function. I just clicked you. Function and select item. Now this select item is going to take one input, and it's going to be a leap hand, and we're just going to call this hand. So we're going to get the hands type, and remember last time we used ID, you can actually use hand type and use switch on leap hand type, and then you have a cooler little selection here. So I like to always just handle it this way these days. So you have your leap hand type. So what we're going to be doing here is actually replicating we're actually going to be calling off another function that we have to do twice. So we're going to create a new function here before we continue going. because we can't go any further without making this function, unfortunately. And we're going to just call this raycast from hand. So what raycast from hand does is this one will actually take a position, a head position and a hand position, and will raycast out and return any world object that it returns. So we're going to give it 2 vectors, and we're going to give this hand position, and head position. There you go. Compile that. Now inside this raycast from hand, it's actually a fairly simple function. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the direction vector between the head and the hand, wherein it's the head going towards the hand. So it's vector 2 minus vector 1 gives you that direction vector. If you don't know how that works, then you'll probably learn in math class at some point, or you forgot math class, but that's how it works. We're also going to line trace by channel. Oh, not multi-line trace by channel. This is if you want to do multiple raycasts, get all hits up until the end. We actually just want the first one because we're doing line trace by channel. There we go. And at the start position, we give it the hand because we want to shoot from the hand, but we want to use a direction that is the hand, basically the head-hand angle. So like that angle or that angle, because that way when you're looking up, it will always take into account the camera and it's not going to just use hand, which is really faulty. Trust me, I played with it for a bit. This was the best solution I could come up with. And we're actually going to return some stuff here. We're actually, our outputs, we're actually going to give it 2 outputs because I don't know what value does, but it could be useful in the future. So it's just exactly what line trace gives you, but it just compensates for the thing for you, so you can call it from anywhere. I just like having it. And then a boolean, not an array boolean, just a boolean. And we're going to call this one out, and the other one we're going to call it value, just to mirror this line trace here. And that one's done. So we can go back to our select item now. And then from there, we're going to do some raycast. So we're going to do a raycast from hand, and we're going to do another raycast from hand at the top because we have to, unfortunately, we have to deal with both hands all the time. So raycast from hand, it takes a hand position and a head position. So all you need to do is get your something I forgot to mention. So head position's easy. You can take the camera. You don't have to head mess. Just take the camera and get world location. There we go. And we've got ourselves our head position. And we're going to just copy paste that to the bottom and give it to this one as well. But what about hand position? Well, there are multiple ways you could do this. There is a get location or location socket, get socket location, and then you can give it the mesh and use your socket. What I like to do, just to make it a little bit more visual for myself, is what I will actually do is here I'll just take a couple sphere collisions here, and I just duplicate them and move them onto my mesh. And then I go into, we also want to change this radius to like maybe like, I don't know, I think I had it at like 9. Yeah, that looks about right. That's about the hands. And you're going to want the parent socket. Where's the parent socket? Oh, we got to pick one. Parent socket for this, we're going to go here and we're just going to look for handle. Do we want to use handle? What do I want to use? We're going to use a thumb01L here, and just make sure to remember to oh yeah, there's an ID. Take that off and just make sure to zero everything out, so it keeps its location. And since that's left, we're going to go left hand. And then we're going to do the same thing for right hand. We're just going to go over and find our thumb 0, 1 R. I like 0, 1. It's just I find it's better. But we're going to just take that. Now we got hands. See right pretty much where our thumbs are. Good. Okay, and we're going to compile that. So now that we have those there, what that makes easier is when we go to our select item, we can actually just grab. Oh, we want to rename this right hand, and you can just whatever. I needed both anyway. You can just bring these here, and you can get world location off of them, and they're always going to be on that socket. So no matter where you move them, they'll follow you around, and it's just a convenient thing. I just don't want to have to type out that socket all the time. And then we're going to get world location. Hopefully I don't speak too fast, but it's a fairly long video, so I just want to do this quickly. So after our raycast from hand, what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our out, and we're going to break the hit result. And we're actually going to do this. We're going to do everything in mirror mode right now, and we're going to do it fairly quickly because, again, long video. Don't want to spam you too much with long content. So break that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually just cast a HUD volume. Why did I cast the HUD volume? I'm looking at my blueprint here, and it looks like it might not. Yeah, there's a step here that's actually completely unnecessary. So in my blueprints, you're going to see that I have in the pictures, you're going to see that I cast a HUD volume, and I don't actually do anything with the HUD volume. That was a waste of time. So in hit actor, you actually just want to cast. I do this in the next step. I just have that one you didn't need. So cast to HUD object, and do that. There we go. And now you see here, if it's true, then you can return. This function actually is going to return a HUD object reference, because we're going to call this item selected. So this makes it so that this function, what it does is it takes, you give it the hand that's trying to do the action, and it will return the first HUD object that it hits. So as HUD object, you can just compile this. There's my return node. Screw you. I don't like how it auto generates my return node, because I like putting it in at the end. There we go. And then one more time. Just copy that down. Go hit actor, object, that to that. Move this down to make it look prettier. And as HUD object, there we go. And there we go. Now we've got it. Compile. Bam. So these guys don't have exit return node. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a return node at the end here. And this is going to be our garbage return null. Oh, yeah. And then bam. And then bam. And we're going to break link, because we don't need that. We just need to give it nothing. There we go. Now all our compiler errors are gone. So that's going to return an item a HUD item that you pinch and aim at. So like right now, it'd be returning camera, basically, or webcam in this case. So we're all done with this function, and that means that we can go back to our event graph. We're going to do this one step at a time. We're going to trace back to our event graph, and we're in event hand pinched. All right, so in hand pinched, we just created a select item. We're going to call that select item. Now, the way this is programmed, I'm going to warn you now, there is separate functionality for selecting an item and moving an item, but they haven't been connected yet. So every time you pinch, you're doing both a select and a grab function by the end of this video. You're going to want to separate those out if you're using this for anything serious. This is just to show functionality. So anyways, from here we just give it our hand, and bam, this one function here returns the item that we're pointing at. So from here, what we're going to want to do is we're going to can't do anything yet, because actually we can do one thing. We can target select item. Oh, yeah. We're not able to do anything quite yet. We're going to need to go through and change a little bit in our HUD volume. So make sure you save everything so you don't lose it. I've lost a lot of time on Unreal and Blueprints because it likes to crash sometimes. So hit Control S as much as possible. So you're going to want to go into your HUD and your HUD volume, and we're going to actually implement one more function in there, and that one's also called select item. Select item on the HUD volume is different than the one on character, because what this does, it's actually a HUD. You should call it something else probably, but we're going to go with select item because you're selecting an item. It makes the thing glow whenever it's selected. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a custom event, and you're going to call the select item, and we're going to give it one input, and it's going to be a HUD object, and it's going to be object to select, and then all we're going to do on here is we're going to wait, because we also need to go into our HUD object BP, and we're going to call a thing here, and we're just going to call make a custom event, and we're just going to call it toggle glow with nothing in it, because everything is going to be selectable. It's just everything can have different meshes and handle it differently. So from here we can toggle glow. Now that's not going to do anything right now, because that is doing nothing in here. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to go into our path through blueprint, and we're going to create a toggle glow to override the one we put inside the parent. Now let me just go find event toggle glow. There we go. So we're good. Did we give our HUD object? No. So we also need to give our HUD object a variable, one more public variable, and this one is selected. Does it need to be public? I don't think it needs to be public. And this defaults to false. Be selected is false. Default value. Please compile. Alright, there we go. So its default is false. There we go. So we got toggle glow, and what we're going to do is we're going to set render custom depth on our window, and you're going to see it says cube in the screenshots I took. It's because that's all from my old project when I was putting this together for the first time. So me making this video has actually helped me organize my code, is basically what I'm saying. Doing it all over again is useful. So anyways, what we're going to want to do is get is selected, bam, and then we're going to go not boolean, so we flip the value because we're toggling, and we give that to that, and we also set is selected, and then we're going to want to set it to the new value, which is that, and compile. There, that wasn't very hard. So toggle glow toggles is selected. We were still in our character then, so we'll go back to our character, HUD character. Sorry if I'm jumping around a lot, but this is what happens when you program. You end up having to run around. So hand pinched, back to that. Content, HUD character, hand pinched. Alright, so we've selected the item, and now that we have the next thing set up, we're going to want another reference to this, and you're going to want to get child actor, And then from the get child actor, you want to cast to HUD volume. There we go. So we got our HUD volume here. And as HUD volume, you want to select item. Object to select is item selected. And then where are we going? And after that, we're going to go here. No, that's it for now. Compile. So now we should be, unless I'm mistaken, we should be completely set up to start making things glow. So let's see. We're gonna hit that A button to make it do stuff, and let's see what happens. So where's my? So we'll make things pop up. Can we? Let me. Oh, I didn't. Give me a sec here. What we're going to do first, make sure that we're doing it properly. Here in your draw debug type, put it to persistent. Now we're going to see exactly what's wrong. We're going to see if it's my raycasting or if it's my algorithm. I have a feeling it's my raycasting. Alright, so yeah, see that raycasting problem right there? That's what I'm talking about. That. See how everything's pointing down? That's why it not be working out. So something here, we're just gonna go back into here and we're gonna raycast from hand position. Oh, maybe, but I forgot it. Thing here, you're going to want to multiply by a int. Put that into your end. And we're going to put 1500. Anything else? Yeah, cool. Now we're going to see if that helps, because I did forget that. There we go. All right, so now see, now our raycasts look like they're doing okay, maybe. Maybe not. Looks like they're shooting down, which is not good. Not good at all. Thumb feels better, I think. So you want to go back here, index, thumb, L3, I believe, will be good. Yeah. And again, right hand. And we're going to thumb R3. There we go. Compile that. Hit play. And we're going to open a bunch of things. And now it should be much more intuitive to, yeah, see? And now you can select stuff. So now all we need to do is do a pickup. So this is actually simple enough. What we're going to do is we're going to allow one object to be picked up at a time. We're not going to do a very robust system here because I'm still working out the kinks, because yeah, it's just kind of, you know, iffy a little bit. But it's simple as doing, from here, we're going to do it, event unpinched. Now there's going to be a bunch of extra code inside the pictures that I've linked, and that's okay. I want you to look at them. If you want to play with them like that, you can do that as well. Yeah, see, I have a bunch of things here. So all I do really is I add a variable here, and I just make a grabbed object, and we're just going to go make that a HUD object reference. There's going to be one more variable here, and this one's actually going to be a boolean, and we're going to call this b is grabbing. So from here we're going to set is grabbing true, and we're going to set grabbed object as item selected. And see, our wires get a little crazy because this is literally the where I am right now. I don't know what it is about mine. I'll look into it on why mine feels better than this particular example. It's some small setting. I spent hours just tweaking because, you know, why not? So we have set grabbed object, and then we're on here. We're going to do a switch. First, actually, we should get type. No, and then we should switch on that. There we go, and we got submit. So simple enough. We got hand left, attach actor to component, and hand right, attach actor to component. And all we're going to do in this particular thing, we want this to be keep world position for one. We want to do that. Target is going to be the grabbed object. So we can bring that down here as well. And then it's going to be attached to left hand and right hand, and this is why another reason why I use made objects here. It makes it easier when you want to just like attach stuff to a socket. You could also attach the things to socket, but I don't know about actors in sockets. I know components in sockets, so this is what I did. So we've got attach actor to component, and then when you release, what you want to do is you want to set. See, hand unpinched. You want to set is grabbing to false. And you want to not set, well, you're going to want to set that later. And then you're going to want to detach actor from actor, maintain world position true, and then you want to set it to nothing. So that should give us basic that should give us basic moving around of things. So let's give that a try. Unfortunately, my pinching isn't as accurate on this one for some reason, but we're gonna just R button. Hey, and we can move stuff around. Whee! And we can let go. It's again, it's a little glitchy because it's new. Oh, that's gone now. Screw that. Yeah, there we go. We can move stuff. Come on. Yeah, got it. And you can bring stuff down. Now see, this looks kind of cool. Oh, see, that's kind of cool. Look, just look up and see something. Whoops. Get back over here. Yeah, see things floating around. That's cool. We're gonna do one last thing before I end the video, and that's just gonna make everything you spawn face the camera. So to do that, I believe in our character, I'm just going to start with our event tick because that's where, yeah, so in our event tick, which I don't think we have started, yeah, so we haven't done that yet. So in our event tick here, we're going to go here, and we're just going to add, first we're going to get our HUD, and we're going to cast the HUD volume. Get child actor. That's probably a good idea too. Get child actor, and then cast. Cast to the HUD volume. Now in our HUD volume, we're going to want to get one object, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our HUD volume here, and we're going to add one more variable. Is that a variable we're going to do? No, we're going to want to make a custom event. Custom event, and we're going to want to go set. Set head position. And set head position takes a head position as an input. So we're going to go rotator. It's a rotator, and it's not head position actually. That's another thing I changed through development. It's actually set head rotation. You're going to see it say position in the blueprints pictures, but no, it is actually rotation and rotation. And we're going to do in our set head rotation. What we're going to do is in our HUD character, just finish this up real quick before we move on. We're gonna set head rotation, and we're going to get camera. We're going to get camera. We're going to get world rotation. We're just gonna plug that in, and there we go. We get our head rotation. Bam. Simple as pie. So we'll just hit compile on that. Could not find set head rotation. Oh, in our HUD volume, compile. And yeah, hey, there, compile, done. So once we got that, we're gonna go back into our HUD and finish that set head rotation custom event. So we're gonna go into our event graph, set head rotation, and let's go find set head rotation. And this is actually simple as well. We're gonna create a new variable. We're going to make it a rotator, and this is going to be called head rotation. And we're gonna just set this head rotation to the head rotation and compile. And compile. There we go. And now it's compiled. So now that that's done, what we're going to want to do is, that's all wired up, on our event tick inside our HUD, I told you we weren't done yet. So we got update path through, but then what we're going to want to do is, as path through, window, world rotation window. There we go. And this is just going to be a little bit of math. So on this one here, we're going to get our head rotation. We are going to break it up. We are going to rebuild it at the end. For some reason we need to do this across the streams real quick. Then here we're just going to put a plus, vector plus float, and connect that on the Z. And what this is going to do is, for some reason, it works if you spin it 90 degrees. It's just what needs to be done. There we go. And then we'll take this rotator, and bam. Now, in theory, I think we are pretty much done with this tutorial. Hopefully you're going to see these come up, and see they're all facing the camera. So now you've got yourself a, let's just reset world position. There we go. Hey, we got a thing you can move them all around. Now, if you want to make things interesting, what we're going to do is just to play around. First thing I want to try is turning off the light source. Let's just get rid of this light source. No, it's referenced by an actor. Oh, where's my directional light then? Where's my details panel? Light component. Oh, we can get rid of these bundles. Intensity, none. Okay. Now hopefully, this will give me a black screen. But, fuck the skybox. Fuck that sky sphere. Ah. I want what I'm hoping to see. Yeah. That's like kind of really cool. Can't see it, but I'll figure out what it is. That's better. Yeah. So make sure you reset your world position. When you don't, you don't get proper tracking at all. Even though right now it's not really proper tracking either. See, I need to. Yeah. See. Yeah. It's pretty cool, right? See, you can't see anything except for these windows. You can spawn all over the place, and they're all windows. Yeah, see, look how cool that is. Yeah, so that's today's tutorial on HUDs and interactivity and making some things work in LeapMotion. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe down at the bottom. I think it would be more natural to control a third-person VR game right now because motion controls aren't really there yet. Like, there's no motion control, so the first person, you're using a controller anyway. So I get that you'll be able to look at the world and see, like, I can imagine you can put Easter eggs in hidden places that you need to be, like, looking around and stuff like that. And it looks decent enough, but it just looks like, again, nothing. It looks like a bunch of other, you know, action RPGs that have been released over and over again. But this time you get a full world view.